thought Deer was going to disappear so fast, but then Deer, with a really great performance against Classic, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I thought Classic was like the obvious person to get out, but I'm completely wrong there. Yeah. He's dead. He's out.
Being safe is the least safe thing you can do, Tasis. I've talked about this a lot. You gotta go out on the limb there and really.
So let's see what happens. I mean, maybe Deer can turn this around. I'm rooting for him.
Look at their faces. Zest has got this and he already knows it. Look how chill he is.
Yeah, but Deer, I think there's like anime voices in his head going on.
Does that say
if I use my powers correctly, if I execute my builds right, I could win this thing. Oh, all right, we're going to go. Thunderbirds map 1, by the way.
Newbie, Deer. Ocean Gaming, Zest.
Oh, it says Black Cross on the shirt.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I was trying to. It looked like you said Lick Cross. Like, what does that mean?
The one thing that Korea has no shortage of, Zest is best, simple and to the point. One thing Korea has no shortage of is shirts with English words that don't really make sense on them. Yeah.
They certainly have no shortage of that, but they spell them better than the Chinese shirts that don't make sense.
Yes, that's true.
A lot of misspellings on those to the point where it's like, whoa. Less misspellings here.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it makes it a little bit better for the shirts. That's my fashion tips for today. Artos's fashion tips.
I think that's your fashion ruling of the day.
Yeah, my ruling.
Yeah.
Also, red shoes go with everything.
Yeah. Well, you didn't wear your red shoes today, Artos.
They got super wet when it was raining the other day.
Oh, man, yeah. There's nothing worse than when your feet get really wet and you have shoes on and you're like, oh, God.
Yeah. Getting trench foot.
Get trench foot, just living my nerd life, you know? You know what happened to Tasis? Trench foot, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Serious stuff.
Didn't he listen to Lieutenant Dan and Forrest Gump? I mean, come on.
That's funny.
Robo build here for Zest.
Is he going to scout that a second probe? I don't know. Just went down that far.
I'm sorry. I said Lieutenant. I'm suddenly thinking of Bubblegum Shrimp.
That's your favorite restaurant.
Artosis always makes fun of me because whenever we go to BlizzCon, there's like Anaheim is such a weird area. It's like right next to Disneyland, and there's like just nothing but hotels and like a few weird restaurants. And so somehow we always end up going to Bubblegum Shrimp, even though I don't like it that much.
It's pretty good food.
It's okay.
Yeah. And it's close.
And then when we're at Bubblegum Shrimp, they're like, so you know how? So you have this sign come down. It's run, Forrest, run. If you don't need us here, but then stop. I'm like, stop. Listen, I know. I've been coming to BlizzCon for like 12 years.
Yeah.
Oh, he got spotted too.
Well, we're going to run from that. If the Immortal pops out, you're in some serious trouble. Stargate on the way, double battery, so he's definitely not going to die.
You know what I'm going to do before BlizzCon? I'm going to go rewatch Forrest Gump, and I'm going to win the quiz at Bubblegum Shrimp.
You are pretty good at the quiz, actually.
Yeah, but this time I'm going to get everything down.
But actually, the reason why I always make fun of you for that it's your favorite, is one year you and I went there and ate, and then like people got in and you called them up and to meet up, and they were already there, so you had to go down and eat again.
And then more people came, and they're like, well, I'm like, where are you guys? Like a Bubblegum Shrimp. I'm like, I'm just going to be eating a Bubblegum Shrimp all day.
Yeah.
We're all meeting up at BlizzCon.
That was funny. That's why it's your favorite restaurant.
Actually, you know what's really fun to do is to say, I want to take the quiz, and then when they come over, make it really uncomfortable. They act like really disinterested when they're asking you the quiz for Bubblegum, for Forrest Gump. And what you do is when they say you want to take the quiz, then halfway through the quiz you say, I never watched the movie. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so he's got a Void Ray to try to help defend this.
And a second Void Ray on the way. I actually really like this type of defense, to be honest, against this. Like, if you get your Void Rays and you do not lose them, you eventually will hit a critical mass that is very scary for this
it can actually seesaw totally back.
Yeah. Now, if you end up losing Void Rays, though, you can really get into trouble.
Yep, but he's got a well-positioned Void Ray here. He's got a battery to help cover that.
course, Zest is the one that can expand at home at any time. So there's kind of like this almost a little bit of pressure going on. Look at that. The Adepts with the double void.
Ooh, he's coming down.
Yeah.
Really good control here with the War Prism. Zest just staying out of range. One Void Ray getting low on HP. It does go down.
Yeah, a lot of damage output from this Void. He actually gets the Prism.
Oh my
That's
God.
pretty huge.
And there's still 2 Immortals on the ground. If he can target down these Stalkers in time.
More Stalkers coming down right now, and it looks
Oh
like
my God,
Deer has done it.
Yeah, even though Deer lost the Void Rays. Oh, so sick.
Very good micro there. That was really interesting, especially shading the depths on top of everything. They don't take as much damage, so great job there. And now gets to unpower this Robo. So they're sitting about the same amount of probes. A few more units for Deer, and obviously he's still got his tech up. Definitely have to look at nice advantage here for Deer.
Well, that was really well done. What is going on with Deer here? He's having a full 180 today, Artosis.
Yeah, no, he's playing nice. Playing nicely. Well, I liked the call for the Void Ray, and that was like an excellent jumping upon Zest with the shaded Adepts. I haven't seen people deal with it exactly like that with Voids. Normally, I feel like it's a more prolonged micro battle with Stalker Void Ray.
Right.
But that seemed really cool, and he nailed it, because that could have swung in the other direction a little bit, but he had his Guardian Shield and everything, and just kind of worked out. Feels like he's got that practice down very well. Wouldn't be surprised if we see more of that as the counter to the Proxy Robo when you find it.
All right, the Oracle going to go ahead and gun down these Adepts here. What? Okay,
Is
yeah.
it, though?
Yeah. Now, Phoenixes are continuing to be produced in secret here.
Yeah, that's actually a very smart counter here as well, because whatever your opponent has out of his Stargate, he's probably not making Phoenixes. But the Phoenixes are going to be able to counter. If you get up in Phoenixes in Stargate for Stargate, you have that advantage. But Deer is making his Nexus. He's got nice probe advantage right now. 4 to 5 probes up.
What do you think about this high-speed Adept chase, Artosis?
It's really exciting. I want to watch it more.
Oh.
And I'm sad it's over.
There was no more map for him to run to.
Yeah.
That's just it, Artosis. You know, all StarCraft maps are squares. Or diamonds.
Or, rectangles. There's been some circles, too, really. Some pretty bad circles. They aren't like perfect circles.
Well, in reality, the mini-map is always just a square.
That's true. The mini-map is a square
mini-map is
box.
always a square, yes.
Remember, we had like a roundish map that had air blockers, so it really was round in the playing field.
No, I remember that.
Yeah.
The Oracle goes down.
Look at that Deer double expanding.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit surprised by that. Let's see how this works out, though. I mean, if you look on the production tab, there's a forge being made, so that tends to indicate that Protoss isn't, Zest in this case, is not going to be attacking out right away with his ground army. He wants to get +1.
Well, I think both of these make sense. If you go Phoenixes, you're not going to kill your opponent, generally.
Not in a big fight right away, no.
They're more of a long-term unit. You gain value over time, gain little advantages over time. So to get the forge with that makes sense. And when Deer saw that it was Phoenixes being made, he realized, you can't really pack a punch here. So why not just make a third Nexus? So I think some really smart stuff on both sides. Deer does have that SCV, or that probe advantage, rather. And with the additional Nexus coming up, okay, there's finally the Nexus from Zest. It does feel like Zest Phoenixes have a lot to do, because Deer just kind of has the advantaged economy right now. I'm very interested in the exact unit comps that we'll see. Look at this. Blink is on the way for Deer. He has a lot of Stalkers right now. Do you go for a massive attack? Just mass Blink Stalkers?
I don't know. I mean,
sometimes it sounds stupid, but sometimes stuff like that can work.
Well, Blink Stalkers are funny, because if you can get the right engagement with them, things snowball. I mean, they can be manipulated in such a way, and you're also organically answering the threat of the Phoenixes as you do this as well. But I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think that would be something that's supposed to work if it's like 3 base versus 3 base on this map.
Yeah. Maybe he's just getting it to, combat the Phoenixes. He already has a lot of Stalkers, so obviously you want Blink with that. But this feels like a game where we're going to get to really high levels of tech. Like, not just Archon, Charge, Immortal, but probably a little bit more, maybe Disruptor or something like that. Because I don't think that they can actually... You know, a lot of times games just end on 2 base or 3 base, but not on Thunderbird in PvP, and not in a situation like this. So you've got to add more tech. You can't just make the base ground army.
Well, the Phoenixes are becoming more and more obsolete. I mean, they can possibly use them in the final big fight, you know, to remove Immortals and stuff like that. But
and if he does go into Disruptors, obviously that's pretty helpful.
Yeah. But I don't think they're going to be used very much more here to kill probes.
Especially with Blink out. You're going to take a lot of damage.
And so we're going into a real late game here, PvP, which is good because we've had a lot of super short PvPs. So I'm very happy to cast a long one here.
Totally. Yeah, some nice continued harassment. Triple feedback on that Phoenix. How much he cared. Flies right out
Consider
of
him fed, Artosis. More like throw grog, right, man?
Throw grog. It's very true.
Yeah.
That's what we're always calling him, is throw grog. You should really make all the nicknames for people.
Yeah, yeah. These nicknames are not going to write themselves, Artosis.
No.
So it's 5 gates coming down now for Zest. He's really powering up on 3 bases. He might actually attack in as Deer is taking his 4th. Deer has more supply, but it's actually in workers here for the new base.
A lot of it is Stalkers as well. So as your mortal count goes up, you definitely gain power. But because Deer did get a bunch of his economy going a little bit earlier, I could see him doing more of a swarmy approach to this, right? Archon, Zealot, Stalker for the most part. And in that situation, you can fight off these Immortal-based armies with a good spread. And this is kind of a wide-open area out as we get a little bit more into the middle. What I'm trying to say, I guess, is that I don't feel like either side can or should attack yet. I feel like slightly slower 4th for Zest because he's more Immortal heavy and has Phoenixes, so he can't take it at the same time as Deer. But if he just slowly but surely expands while maximizing his supply and chrono boosting out upgrades, his army will scale better. So what does Deer do to fight against that?
That's a good question. Ooh, DTs.
Yeah, Dark Shrine.
Oh, nice. He's going to be able to get rid of this Observer inside of his main.
Best use of F2 all day.
Yeah. Get the entire army over there to get that Observer.
Get up there, everybody.
Some Zealots running around underneath it. I'm like, oh.
It'd be hilarious to attack him right at that moment when his army's like stuck in between the 2 gates.
Now, it just so happens that Deer's army is on the other side of the map, ready to threaten the 4th. So if he does Zest does a mass warp in here, this is going to be a problem. But he denies that.
Yeah, you can't fight up this ramp. You cannot do it. It
Deer
cannot
says,
be done.
Watch, hold my beer, Artosis.
There's no way. He has to run away. It's a good. It was a good cancel on the 4th. That was strong. That was good. But look at that. Zest gets
not
out
as
of
big
here.
as he thought back there.
Brings him down to the same probe supply here. Still harassing with those 4 Phoenixes. Those have really gotten a lot done.
I want to point out, I think he should have had some of his army stay back and try to stop this army from going down the ramp. That might have been the actual play that he should have done here, because he just let him go down, and now he's going to get a 4th. But I think had he recalled a minimal amount to chase that away and then kept that position, I don't think Zest gets this 4th base.
Okay. As long as you are happy to run away as soon as Zest calls you, I would say that's a really good move. You know, as soon as Zest is like, oh no, that's not enough to stop me.
Yeah.
Okay, so the army supplies that we're getting to, Deer cannot attack into this. Zest has maxed out at this point. And he's on 6 Immortals against 0 Mortals. So this is getting very tricky for Deer. Ah, look at that. Okay, so Deer is tech amp in multiple ways. I believe he's going to grab a Mothership here and go into Disruptor. So there's the Mothership. This army of Zest, he played this so beautifully well. Like, Deer did some great moves, but the fact that Zest just gave up his expansion, sat here and maxed out, that's the great equalizer when your army scales better. Oh, and he's actually going into into Colossus instead.
Yeah, 2 of them
I
at a
think that's-
time, actually, coming out now.
Yeah, I
okay,
think
plus
that's
3
fine.
is just finished. Maybe if he gets a good angle here, he can actually topple this.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance that Zest
The
can kill
army's
him.
in this string formation here. Okay, the Archons are starting to curve around. Deer with a lot of Archons here.
It looks like that Prism, I don't know if that Prism's really that meaningful, but the Immortals are really the ones doing the work here.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Just slaughtering.
And there's so many Archons in the way, those Immortals are never going to take any damage, but Zest, sticking with those DTs today, does push through. I'm sorry, that's Deer actually sending those DTs in there. And he's actually going to try to kill some probes, but this is just too much army. I mean, Zest is going to flatten Deer here.
Yeah.
And we're going to be...
Yeah, he's
Well,
super
see-
duper dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a really cool game, though. This was
No, I
I
enjoyed this.
really liked this game, and I think that they both showed, excuse me, some of the power and timings of both their styles here. It's just, it was tough because he did keep, those Phoenixes alive. I feel like disruptors are probably your best value in a situation like that, but if he had been given more time and gotten out 4 or 6 Colossus, maybe he can defend against that.
GG.
Yeah.
All right, well, Zest showing that right now he is the guy in this group that has the handle on PvP, but Deer still has 2 shots to turn this around. Well, he has to win both of those shots.
He has to win both of those shots, that's right.
I thought Deer played that much better. Well, he definitely played it better than the first PvP these guys had, but
Yeah, I think he played it well. I was caught off guard by how many Blink Stalkers he made right off the bat. I loved the speed of the third Nexus. I think that was fantastic.
it was fun to theory craft what he might do, but it definitely was not a cleaner play than what Zest was doing.
Well, Zest's move was fundamentally easier to pull off as well. You're increasing your tech, and if they attack your 4th, you just move up your ramp.
Yeah.
And you're going to, at max supply, there's no fudging it. Your army's better than the
Mass
Gateway
Immortal
Army.
Archon is better than having a lot of Stalkers.
Yes, exactly.
So, map 2 will be on Triton. There's a lady singing in the background. Where'd she go? There she is.
Get her. The stones are inside her.
Okay. Deer versus Zest. Let's go.
Fight! Newbie, Deer. Ocean Gaming, Zest.
Speaking of the 5th element,
Yes.
and the blue singing woman with stones inside of her.
Yes.
How many doctors do you think she had to go to get one that would agree to sew stones inside of her body? Because that is some intense body modification.
Yeah.
I think most doctors would be like, I'm not going to lose my operating license or whatever it is.
My interplanetary
I
operating
had to go to
license.
school for as long as GSL's been around to get this. I'm not going to throw that away to put
Exactly.
stones in you.
Also,
They're
what-
magic stones. Yeah, okay, you are crazy. I don't care how
Not just that,
famous
but it's
you
like,
are.
'cause she gets shot, and then she's like, the stones are inside of me, and it's like, well, no more metaphors here. He just digs inside and pulls out stones. But it is an odd scene in that it's like, okay, well, she wasn't shot. What was the plan here? Were you guys going to go to like some weird hospital and they just get him removed? And
Or is she just ready to die?
yeah, it's what is the deal?
Just like seppuku, okay, here are the stones.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a really good
That'd be
question.
hurt and painful walking around. Put
Well, you
stones
probably
inside
get
it.
used to them over time. But wouldn't it
Becomes
always
part of you.
feel like you have to poop? Always?
Always.
Can you
Making you
imagine
crazy.
that? How long do you have to feel like that for?
Well, till Bruce Willis can come get those
She was
stones.
a real hero.
Yes. So, let's see what they do, Artosis. Both Sentry Stalker builds for now. Is he going to try to hide a little pylon up here?
Of course,
Yes,
it's
he
PvP.
is. PvP. Why would you not hide? It'd be crazy to not hide pylons.
I know. Try to play straight up. I'm just going to die. Well, both of them very similar builds, and their proxies are kind of close to each other. Not comically close like we sometimes see, but pretty close.
So there it is, Stargate. Not too close over to his opponent, but far enough away it might not get scouted.
What do you think for Zest?
Nexus.
I think Twilight.
Nexus.
Okay, well, you did nail that,
yeah.
but what about the proxy pile?
You see how if I play that, I saw he was going to save up 400 minerals. I'm like, I know this
that's
one.
what you were doing.
I know this one, Artosis.
Yeah. No,
this
that's
is what
good.
9 years of casting gives you. When you see that many minerals, you go, that can only mean one thing.
Yeah. But what if you're
All the
watching
nerds around the world watching, mind exploded, tasteless.
How do you know?
How does he do it?
Has he studied the meta so closely he just knows about the Nexus timings? No, he watches the minerals, actually.
Yeah. It's an old caster trick.
Yeah.
Oh, Stargate hidden over here.
Oh, that's funny, because he has that pylon there, which makes it seem like there's no hidden tech.
Yeah. It's like a red herring pylon.
That's
like,
an
oh, no, now I
SOS
can't
level.
hide my tech.
Yeah.
Really?
Our pylon is under attack.
Okay, this keeps happening today where they just are barely not seeing
Yeah.
stuff.
It's one of the most important things to map out is what areas stay dark on normal scouting paths.
Well, the Adepts are coming forward. We do have the probe here to block.
Ooh, nice catch.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get
Look
an
at that.
assassinate on that sentry.
And now some probes, too. That's really nice. Zest getting his damage on. And look at this. The Stalkers are all chasing him. Are there Stalkers in your main? There better be.
Both getting oracles. This is getting interesting here. They're both going to bank him, too. How funny is this?
Well, not as if anyone's built a shield battery in their main mineral line today, so I don't know why they're banking them. Just go.
So there's actually a third oracle getting made here for Zest. I was wondering if we might have a moment where they both hit each other at the same time and both lose all their probes because things happen way too fast with oracles.
Yeah. Look at that. 4 probes right off the bat for Deer. Oh, he's going to lose one.
Okay. What? All right. 6.
Wrong probe.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah,
now
yeah.
let's go see Zest's oracle play. Oh, I'm sorry. He
Yeah, I
actually
guess
that's
I
his
didn't
second
wanna-
one. I thought that was his third one making, which I thought was a little bit odd, but you know.
Well, yeah, I think you generally don't see him wait for 3 in this matchup.
Well, it wouldn't make any sense because it's not going to get you anything more since they're just 2-shotting workers.
Yeah, it's not like against Terran or tanking spore hits or anything.
Yeah.
Look at that, the 2 sentries sitting there. There's so many juicy targets, Stasis. What do
Here
you
we
even
go.
kill? This is a buffet for these 2 oracles. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, my God, the damage. The damage is so severe.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to come in here now, and there's really not anything to help defend right now in the main. And he's navigating this beautifully around the structure as the Stalkers, and he gets away.
Oh, he gets away with both 11 kills compared to 8.
Even
and
if Deer
2
wins
sentries.
here, I mean, Zest already won in the Oracle Harass game.
Yeah.
Okay, that score has been settled.
He crushed there. Crushed. Poor Deer.
This makes it 34 to 44 workers, so a 10-worker lead here from Zest.
Yeah, that's pretty significant. Oracle's flying in for another pass, but do pass that observer. Oh. Really? Wow.
He's amazing.
He's amazing. He is best.
And it rhymes with Zest.
Exactly.
Only 1-letter difference there, Artosis.
And in some languages, maybe that's the same letter. I don't even know.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. They're on opposite sides of the alphabet as well.
Second letter versus last letter.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay, so he's denied any more production here from the Stargate. This isn't very impactful.
No.
But actually, you know, bruising this Immortal is pretty nice. And actually, he's going to just be able to just kill it. No, barely does not. Uh-oh. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Immortal HP is one of the more important things in this matchup. A lot of times when you're getting in fights, you just need to watch the Immortals and see, okay, like, are the Immortals safe? Or, so,
when they get that red, you know that they actually can die. Whereas this green one, we know can't die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pickup range really nerfed some of these Immortal drops that we see in this matchup.
Yeah, you cannot be anywhere near as abusive against that. 4 gates are coming down now for Deer. He's actually getting a Robo support bay as well. And as that's happening, it's actually Zest taking a third Nexus.
So he is. Look at that. This guy's a little +1 already done. Ah, look at Deer. Okay, I like this from Deer, what he's doing right here, right? Blink plus Disruptor. I believe that that is what we'll see. There's a possibility we'll see Colossus. We have seen the rise of Colossus a little bit. Oh, he actually cancels it. Okay, never mind. I liked it, and now I don't.
Okay, the Archon's going to come in here now. He's going to be careful with these probes if they bunch together too much. That splash is going to be really hard to fight. Nice, 4 kills there. Getting his worker count a little bit closer together. So is Deer going to try to come out pretty soon here with just a big attack? Because if he's... Oh, I'm sorry. He actually is going to take a third base. I spoke too soon. So I was going to say, if he just stays on 2 base for too much longer, it's like the only thing you can do then is attack.
Yeah.
The guy on 3 bases. That's how the game works. So.
Truthfully, we should see an attack from Zest.
Yeah.
Zest should be hitting the third base.
Zest will have the resources from his new third that he got more quickly. That'll allow him to get a few extra gates and a little bit of a bigger army, and he should be having a pretty strong attack into Deer.
Yeah, and he's about to have +2. He's heavy on gateway units, so if you're heavy on gateway units like we saw in the previous game, you know, it feels like it's not as good on Thunderbird because it's so easy to defend 3 bases, but in a situation like this, what you do is you eliminate their third, and then you'll just consistently have enough army that the, you know, scaling towards late game for the 2-base Protoss with Immortals is going to be a lot harder. So I feel like what he should do is just eradicate this third base and get into his own Robotech. Do not attack up that ramp unless you want to go to game 3.
Okay, and this is exactly what he needed to do. This is great. He's backing up, and I love this.
Good.
The Oracles are going to come in. This is so well timed.
So ridiculous.
Yeah. Wow.
Zest is playing
Zest
so well.
is so much better at PvP than everybody else today.
Yeah. Look at that. Just
Okay.
ridiculous amounts of damage. Now, there's a counterattack coming from Deer.
All right, and all
Oh
Zest
my
has to do is
God.
hold the counterattack
Yeah,
off.
that's
These
it.
things are just never going to die.
You just
Those
see-
are the Immortals, okay?
If he takes a concave here,
Yeah.
he should be able to hold this.
Yeah, he just needs to have the right unit spread here.
It's +2 against +1. He doesn't have Immortals, but this is exactly the situation that you're looking for as the gateway player.
Yeah.
And there's no economy behind it.
And there's
so.
no third base making now for Deer either. It was not only denied, it was never restarted.
Ooh, I like this
Oh,
move.
this
I
is
like
sick.
this a lot. Okay,
Suddenly
let's see.
the angling here actually favoring Deer.
All right, gonna fly in with these Oracles as well. Oh, he's trying to set up a stasis ward. That could be gigantic if it goes off. Oh my God.
Oh, beautifully done.
Yeah.
That allows him to then advance onto the Warp Prism.
And that is gonna be that. Zest crushing face, just showing some magnificent PvP.
He's back, Artosis.
He never left Tasteless except for he didn't win some seasons he should have.
He'll be able to kill these units as the stasis thaws.
And that's that.
GG.
All right. Zest killing it here today in PvP.
All right. Zest easily crushes through. Quick PvPs, long PvPs, it's not a problem for him. So it's him and Ragnarok that are survivors, the last 2 to make it into the round of 8. As we now go to the next